Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I'm Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Savannah Lion Games in Pooler, Georgia, where I'll be fighting a 1,500-point battle between my Genestealer Cults and Max's Prodigal Suns, which are running the Salamander tactics. So the story that we've got going on here is that this planet had been preparing for a Hive Fleet that was heading towards the sector, and all the fences were being set up, all the people were being prepped, when suddenly there was an uprising within the planet, and the Genestealer Cult that had been infiltrating this planet came forth from the sewers and overthrew the government and overthrew the PDF here, and reclaimed the planet for their own to prep it for the arrival of the four-armed gods. So the Prodigal Sons were dispatched to go and try to quell the violence and take out the Genestealer Cult to see if there was any way to possibly prep this planet for the arrival of the Hive Fleet. So that's the story that we're going to be going on. We are going to be doing the Secure and Control mission, the regular Eternal War mission, which is basically Emperor's Will. So I've got my objective there. He's got his objective there. And that's what we've got going on. So that's the mission, and that is the story that we've got going on. Before we go any further, let's show you the two armies. So for the Genestealer Cult, I'll be running a brigade detachment. Leading off the detachment, we have a Patriarch, a Primus, and a Magus. We have 3 10-man squads of neophyte hybrids. One squad has an icon, shotguns. The leader has a web pistol and a power pick. There's a Weber and a flamer in that squad. Another squad has a seismic cannon, heavy stubber, and a grenade launcher, and the rest have autoguns. And the third squad has 2 mining lasers, and everyone else has autoguns. We have 3 5-man squads of Acolyte hybrids, one with a lash whip and bone sword, and one with a heavy rock saw. We have a 4-man Aberrant squad with power picks. We have a 50-man squad of Pure Strains. We have an armored Sentinel with a las cannon. We have a rock grinder with a clearance incinerator. And last but not least, we have a Cult Leman Russ with a battle cannon and 3 heavy flamers. And for the Prodigal Sons, utilizing Salamander tactics, starting off here, we have a patrol detachment. Leading off that detachment, we have a Captain in Gravis armor. We have a 5-man Intercessor squad. We have an auxiliary detachment of a Librarian Dreadnought. And then we have a Vanguard detachment. Leading that off, we have a Primaris Librarian and a Primaris Lieutenant with a power sword. We have a 5-man Hellblaster squad. We have a 3-man Inceptor squad with assault bolters. We have 2 Contemptor dreadnoughts with Karis assault cannons. And last but not least, we have a Redemptor dreadnought with frag assault launchers, heavy flamer, and macro plasma incinerator. All right, so this is the armies going over deployment. I've got one of my neophyte squads over here, the ones with the mining lasers. I've got one of my squads of Acolyte hybrids there. I've got another squad of neophyte hybrids over there on the objective. Those are the ones with the seismic cannon, the heavy stubber, and the grenade launcher. I've got my armored Sentinel here. I've got my Leman Russ here. I've got my rock grinder here. Inside of there is the 5-man Acolyte squad with the lash whip and bone sword. And everything else is in Cult Ambush. So I've got 14 units. This is kind of nuts. So I've got 7 units in Cult Ambush. Going over deployment now for the Prodigal Sons. We've got one of his Contemptor dreadnoughts here. Hailblasters are inside the building here. In front there is the Lieutenant. Then we have his Warlord, who is his Primaris Librarian there. We've got the Redemptor. We've got the Librarian Dreadnought over here. We've got the Intercessors here, along with the Captain in Gravis armor, and then we have the other the other Contemptor. I knew it was some kind of Emptor. It's the Contemptor. And then over here, he's got his Intercessors? No, Inceptors. Inceptors in Deep Strike Reserve. So that is the deployment. As of right now, the Prodigal Sons are going to be going first. Unless I can seize the initiative. Looking for a 6. Show me that Phil first. Yeah, with the Phil face. Seizing the initiative. Woo! All right, we'll come back to you with the Genestealer Cult after movement phase for Genestealer Cult here on turn 1. Alright, movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 1. These guys stood still. These Acolytes stayed still. Neophytes and my cult, the Armored Sentinels stood still. My Leman Russ moved up 5 inches. My Rock Rider moved up 10 inches. Then in came from reserves. In came this Acolyte squad. They rolled a 4, then I re-rolled it with a command point. They got a 3, so they're 12 inches away. These guys rolled a 2, so they came in on this edge within 6 inches. My Magus dropped in over here. They got a 4 over here. And my Genestealers, yeah, Pure Strains rolled a 6, so they are right up in their grill right over there after advancing up there. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, starting off the psychic phase, I forgot about that, is going to be my Patriarch. He's going to cast Might from Beyond onto my Genestealers, Pure Strains there. Looking for a 7. Getting with a 7, I'm actually going to spend a command point. So making it a 10. Would you like to deny that?
Yes, I would like to.
All right, he's looking for an 11 because he's within range of a guy with a Psychic Hood. So he gets +1. No, does not get it. He's going to spend a command point on that one. No, that does not go through. So it does go through. So they have Might from Beyond. All right, now my Magus is going to cast Mass Hypnosis onto his Hellblasters over there, looking for a 7 as well. Getting it with an 8. Would you like to deny because you've got the other guy there?
Yes,
Don't get the +1 on this one, so looking for a 9. No, not getting it. All right. All right, so starting off the shooting phase, this squad's going to fire into his Contemptor over here. So we're going to go with the shotguns first. So we've got 7 guys with shotguns, Assault 2. So 14 shots coming in here, hitting on 4s. Alrighty. I wish I'd save these 6s because needing 6s to wound. Getting 2 wounds, AP nothing. So 2 3-ups. Go, they're good. And now the Web Pistol and the Weber are going to fire. So we're going to go do the Web Pistol first. So it's Assault D3, or Pistol D3, so 3 shots. Hitting on 4s. Okay, got 1 hit. Wounding on a 6. Nope. And then we've got 2 shots from the Weber. Hitting on 4s. 1 hit, strength 4, so this is actually using his strength of 4, because with the web guns, you use either the strength or the toughness, whichever is lower. So I'm going to use the strength, which is a 6 versus a 7, so that makes it, I mean, it's still a 5, but just pointed it out because it's interesting. No wound there. So now my battle tank is going to fire into his Redemptor. So he's moved 5 inches, so he's going to be, has with grind and advance means that he gets to fire twice, so it's going to be 2d6 shots. All right, I'm gonna spend. No, I'm okay with that. So it's 5, 6, 7. This is the most command points I've ever had. I have 12 command points with this list, and this is the most I've ever had in a list. So I'm like giddy to use all of my command points here. So we got 7 shots hitting on 4s. Ooh, pretty good. All right, so we got 5 hits, strength 8, toughness 7. So looking for 3s to wound. We've got 4 wounds, AP -2, so 4 5-ups. And ooh, fails all 4 of them. So it's going to be D3, right? D3 wounds each. I'm gonna spend a command point on this one. Oh, of course it goes back into a 1. So we've got 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 wounds onto him. And now the last cannon is going to fire into the Redemptor, hitting on a 4. That's a hit. Wounding on a 3. That's a wound. AP -3, 6 up. No, goes through. D6 wounds. 3 wounds! Ah, I should have. Oh, if that had just been up to a 2 on that T3, he'd been dead. He's down to 1 wound. All right, so now he's going to fire into the Redemptor. We're going to have the Clearance Incinerator. D6 shots. 6 shots. So those are all hits. So we've got 6, strength 5, wounding on 5s. We got 1 wound at AP -1. So 1 4-up. Okay. Really need this one. Oh, and he's good with the 6. And now the Heavy Stubber is going to fire in, hitting on 5s because he moved. Getting 1 hit. Wounding on Heavy Stubber is what? Strength 4, so looking for 5 to wound. No wound there. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Onto the assault phase. My Genestealers are going to charge into his Contemptor Dreadnought, his Intercessors, his Captain Gravis Armor, his Primaris Librarian, his Hellblasters, who are mind-controlled, his Lieutenant, and his other Contemptor Dreadnought. So we're gonna go with the Contemptor Dreadnoughts first. So here comes the Karis Assault Cannons hitting on 6s. We've got 1 hit. What's the one under there? That's a 3 under there. So you got 1 hit. So strength, what is it?
7.
7. So wounding on a 3. That is a wound. 5 up. AP -1. 5 up. Invul save. No, goes through. 1 is dead. And now the combi bolters from them are going to fire. Hitting on 6s. Got 1 hit there. Yeah, just the 1 hit, right? Oh no. Yeah, but the captain. Is he within 6 of the captain? Yeah, reroll that 1. No, back into a 1. All right, so we got this 6 is going to be a hit, so that's going to be strength 4, wounding on a 4. No, no wound. And now the intercessors are going to fire back. Looking for 6s. No 6s, but that does get 2 1s, get to reroll because of the captain back into 1s. And now the captain's going to fire on 6s. Rerolling 1s because of himself. No, nothing there. And now the Librarian and Lieutenant are going to fire their bolt pistols. No hits there. And their charge distance, 9 is totally in. And now the Aberrants are going to charge into his Contemptor over there, looking for 9 inches. I'm going to spend a command point because I've got them. No, don't get it. And now the Patriarch is going to charge into his Contemptor there. He is in. And now these guys are going to charge in. So looking for 10 inches for them. Oh, man, no, they're not in. All right, we're going to start out with my Patriarch here. He's going to attack into his Contemptor there. So I got 6 attacks hitting on 2s. Whoa. Dropping 1 over here. Okay, that was a 2. So that's 2 misses. How many wounds they got? They got 10 wounds. All right, yeah, so wounding on 5s. All right, re-rolling because of the talons. Only 1. It's a 6, so it's AP -6, but he's got a 5 up invul save. No, goes through, so there's going to be 3 damage because it was a 6. All right, so my opponent is burning his last 2 command points for his Contemptor to attack into my Patriarch over here. So he's going to have 4 attacks here. He's going to be hitting on 3s. No, hitting on 2s because of Contemptor. Sorry, my bad. All right, so there's 3 hits. Strength
14.
Oh, 14. So it's going to be wounded on 2s. All right, so that is 2 wounds. 2 5 up invul saves. Failed them both. I'm going to spend a command point on one of those. That's good. So it's 1 goes through. How many wounds is that? 3 damage. So he's going to spend. He's going to have a 6 up Warlord trait save here. Looking for Phil Faces. No, not getting any. So he takes 3 wounds. All right, so now my Genestealers are going to activate. 2 are going to go into the Contemptor here. 3 of them are going to go into the Intercessors here. 2 are going to go into his Captain there. 3 are going to go into the Hellblasters here. 3 are going to go into his Primaris Librarian there. And 1 is going to go into the Contemptor over there. So they've got, there's more than 10 here, so they've got 4 base attacks. Plus 1 because of Might from Beyond. So they're going to have 5 attacks each coming in here. So 2 guys are going to go into the Contemptor. We're going to start left to right. So 10 attacks into the Contemptor. Because the Patriarch's there, it's plus 1 to their attack. So hitting on 2s. It's cocked. All right, so all hits. Strength 5, toughness 7. So looking for 5s to wound. Getting 3 wounds. 1 second. All right, so we've got a 4-up armor save from the 5, and then we've got, which is going to be the red one, and then the bone ones are going to be the 5-up invul saves because of the 6s. So he makes the 1 with the armor save there. And now we have 15 attacks going into the Intercessors. These are going to be hitting on 2s. Okay, I'm back here. All righty then. It's a lot of 1s there. These are going to be strength 5 now because of Might from Beyond. So these are going to be wounding on 3s. All right. So these are actually AP minus 4, and these are not. So one second. All right, so 3 are just going to go through, and then we've got 4 4-ups, making 2 of them. So 2 more go through. And now we're going to have 10 attacks into the captain over there, hitting on 2s. Alrighty. Alright, so these are going to be strength 5. He's toughness 5 because he's got the Gravis armor. So these are going to be wounding on 4s. Wow, pretty good. So 1 is going to go through. Does he have an invul save? Ooh, 1 second. Alright, so his invul save is a 4-up. So the AP minus 1 is going to get it to the 4-up. So we've got 7 4-up saves. He makes 3 of them, so he takes 4 wounds. Alright, so now we've got 3 into his Warlord, into his Primaris Librarian over there. So we got 15 attacks, hitting on 2s. Alrighty. And now these are going to be, they're strength 5, he's toughness 5 because of his, because of Salamander's mantle there. So this is going to be wounding on 4s. Alright. So those 6s, he doesn't have an invul save, so these 6s are AP minus 4. So that's 4 that just go through. He's dead with 4 wounds. Oh, he's dead with 4 wounds. So he is dead, and that is Slay the Warlord. Alright, I lied. He's got 1 more wound left. So here it goes. 5 4-up saves. Now he's dead. So now it's Slay the Warlord. And that's first blood. And then we have 3 into the Hellblasters over here. Hitting on 3s, hitting on 2s. Alright, pretty good on those ones. Wounding on 3s, because they're toughness 4. That one's cocked. Alright, so AP minus 4, we've got 4 of those that go through, and then we have 6 4-up saves. 6 4-up saves. Failed 3 of them. And then the one guy into his Redemptor over there, hitting on 2s. Alright, strength 5, wounding on 5s. No wounds there. Alright, so now he's going to attack back. So we're going to start with the Contemptor over here. So he's got 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. Alright, so you got 3 attacks. Oh, Salamander Tactics, so he gets to reroll that. That's good, so that's 4 hits. Wounding on 2s. Alright, Salamander Tactics. We get to reroll 1 of those. Oh, back into it once. That's 2 wounds. 2 AP minus 3, but they've got a 5-up invul save, which is the same as their armor save. And I make 1 of them, so 1 dead. And now the Intercessor's going to attack in. 7 attacks between them because the Sergeant's still there. Hitting on 3s, rerolling 1. That's, okay, that's a hit. So that's going to be, is it all ones? Hold on a second. Sorry, the Captain. Yep. And then the one for the Salamanders. So that's all hits. There you go. Strength 4, toughness 4, so looking for 4s to wound. Ooh, pretty good there. So we got, Salamanders get to reroll 1 failed wound. So that is, that's going to be 6 wounds there. So we've got 6 5-up invul saves, and I make 2 of them, so 4 are dead. And now his Captain's going to attack, hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s because of himself. Alright, so that's 4 hits. Wounding on 4s. Alright, rerolling that 1 because of the Salamanders. Nope, so that is 3 hit, that's 3 wounds. 3 5-ups. Make 1 of them. So now the Lieutenant's going to attack. Alright, rerolling 1 of those because of the, oh, 1 second. Alright, rerolling the 1s because of the Captain. Alright, so that's 4 hits. Wound on 4s. No, rerolling 1 though. No. And then the 2 Hellblasters are going to attack in. So we've got 5 attacks there. Hitting on 3s. Whoa, 1 second. Alright, rerolling 1 because the Salamander's there. Alright, so that is 4 hits. Wounding on 4s. Rerolling that 1 because of Salamanders. Alright, so that is 2 wounds. 2 5-ups. Make them both. Woo! All right, so that's the end of the fight phase. Morale phase. My Genestealers are within 6 of my Patriarch, so they automatically pass. His Hellblasters lost 3 guys, so 3 plus 3 is 6, and they are good to go. And they only lost 3, so they cannot lost 2, so they cannot fail. So that is it for the Genestealer Cult turn here. We will come back to you after a movement phase for the Prodigal Suns here on turn 1. All right, movement phase for the Prodigal Suns. Everybody stayed in combat that was in combat left there, and the Librarian Dreadnought moved over this way. The Redemptor Dreadnought moved up over here, and then his Inceptors dropped in back over in that corner over there. So that is it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so starting it off, he's going to put Shield of Sanguinius on him, looking for a 6. Getting it with a 6, I am going to try to deny it. So looking for a 7. Wow. Wow. I'm just glad I didn't Perils, because that would have been a Perils if that was my psychic test. And now he's going to smite into my Genestealers over here. Getting it with a 6. I'm going to try to deny it with my other Psyker. Getting it with a 7. Brutal. Alright, so we're going to start off the shooting phase now with his Redemptor shooting into my Rock Grinder over here. So he's got the 2 frag assault launchers we're going to start with first, so 2d6. So he's got 4 attacks coming in here. Hitting on 5s now because he's down to 1 wound left. So that is, what is that? Is that 2? 2 hits there. Couldn't see the one around the corner there. So that's 2 hits, strength 4, so looking for a 5 to wound. Getting 1 wound.
Salamander?
AP, oh, re-rolling because of Salamander?
No,
oh, no, it's
I have only 1 permanent attack, so
yeah.
let's go with that.
All right, so we got 1. So that's going to be, what's it going to be now? It's AP minus what? AP minus 1, so looking for a 5 up. Nope, that goes through. And then 1 damage, so looking for a 6 up rugged construction save. No, goes through. And now his Heavy Flamer. So that's 4 hits. Strength 5, looking for 5s to wound. We got 1 wound. Looking for a AP minus 1, so looking for a 5 up. Yeah, with a 5. Woo! So now his macro plasma incinerator is going to fire into him. So he is going to supercharge it. So it's D6 shots, 6 shots. All right, so these are going to be hitting on 6s. 1s are going to kill him. So here we go. 6s. We did get the 1-1. Any 6s?
Salamanders?
Oh, Salamanders get to reroll 1 hit. All right, so nothing blows up, but he does have the 1-6. So what is it? Strength 8, right?
Strength 8.
Because so wounding on a 3.
Wait, no,
oh, 1 second. All right, so strength 9. So wounding on a 3. That's a wound. AP minus 3, so that's going to go straight. Minus 4, so that's going to go straight through. And it's 2 damage. So we got 2 6-up saves, making 1 of them. So he's going to take 1 wound. So we're going to start with the captain, who's going to use his Boltstorm Gauntlet, which is a pistol. So hitting on 3s. Oh, wait, on 2s. Rerolling 1s because of himself. All right, so that's 3 hits. Strength 4, right? So wounding on 4s. We got 3 wounds. 3 5-up invul saves. Making 2 of them. Now the Intercessor is going to shoot into him. Nope, this 2 misses. Salamanders. All right, so that's 2 hits. 1 wound. Oh, Salamander, sorry. Keep forgetting the Salamander, so that's 2 wounds. 5 ups, no, 2 dead. So now the Lieutenant's going to fire his pistol. Nope, that's not a hit on a 2. No, he's going to get a 3 on the shooting, I think. 1 second. Salamander's reroll. All right, so that's a hit. That is not a wound. That is reroll, so that does a wound. No save. And now the Hellblasters. There's 3 of them. Oh no, there's only 2 left. Sorry, I forgot about that.
Salamanders?
Salamanders reroll. All right, so that's 2 hits. 1 wound. Salamanders. That's 2 wounds. So that is 1 dead. Alright, so that's it for the shooting phase. Onto the assault phase. This Librarian Dreadnought is going to try to charge into my Patriarch over here. So he needs an 8-inch charge to get into him over there. So 8 inches. Getting it in. He's in. All right, so now his Redemptor Dreadnought's going to charge into my Rock Grinder. So Overwatch with the Clearance Incinerator, D6 hits. I'm going to spend a command point on that. So 3 hits. Strength 5, so wounding on 5s. We got 2 wounds at AP -1, so 2 4-ups. And he makes them both. And then the Heavy Stubber. Getting 1 hit. Not getting a wound. And now he needs a 6-inch charge to get in there. And he is in. All right, so now his Librarian Dreadnought's going to start the attack, the fight phase here against my Patriarch. So he's got 3 attacks, hitting on 2s. All right, so that's 3 hits. Strength 10. So looking for 3s to wound. How many is that?
3 wounds.
So that's 3 wounds.
AP -4.
All right, so we've got 3 5-up invul saves. Make 1. I'm going to spend a command point. Nope, so that's 2 that go through. How many wounds is that?
6 damage.
6 damage between them?
Yeah.
Oh boy. So it's 3 damage each? Ugh.
Yeah.
All right. So 6 damage. I need to get 4 fill faces to make this. Otherwise, he did. Show me them fill faces! No, I made 1. So he is dead, and that is Slay the Warlord. All right, so I'm going to spend 2 command points to interrupt with my Genestealers over here. So I'm going to have 1 go into the Intercessors, and 1's going into the Contemptor Dreadnought over here. So we're going to have the first one into the Intercessors. 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. All right. They still have Might from Beyond, so these are going to be wounding on 3s. That's why they have 4 attacks. Ugh. So 1 wound, AP -1. So 4-up save. Oh, and he's good. And then 4 into the Contemptor there. Hitting on 3s. No wounds there. All right, so now his Redemptor is going to attack into my Rock Grinder here. So we've got 4 attacks, hitting on 5s because of his wounds. No attack, no wounds there. Oh, because Salamander? No, it's there. So now his Contemptor is going to attack in here, hitting on 2s. All right, so that's Captain is over there. So, all right, so that is 4 hits, wounding on 2s. So that is 4 5-up invul saves. No, they are dead. And now my Rock Grinder is going to attack in. I've got 6 attacks here, hitting on 5s, getting 1 hit. So it's going to be strength 8, so wounding on a 3. That's a wound. AP -2. So looking for a 5-up. It's cocked. No, and it goes through, so he is dead. Does he explode? No, he does not. All right, so that is it for the oh man, what are they? The Prodigal Suns. I got it. He didn't actually even say it. He just looked at me with a knowing look once I got it right. So, so the Prodigal. That is the end for the Prodigal Suns. Turn 1 there. It's been a brutal game so far. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 2. All right, movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 2. These guys advance over this way. Those acolytes move advance over that way. These neophytes stood still. That Scout Sentinel stood still. My Leman Russ moved 5 inches up. These guys disembarked, moved up there, and then my Rock Grinder moved up his 10 inches. These acolytes moved up, and these neophytes moved up. And Magus stood still, and Aberrants moved up along with the Primus. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so during the psychic phase, which I keep forgetting for some reason, my Magus is going to smite into his Hellblasters over there. So looking for a 5. Getting it with a 6. I am, yeah, I'm going to spend a command point. Getting it to a 9. So he's going to try to deny it, looking for a 10. No, not getting it. So D3 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds. All right, so my Scout Sentinel is going to fire into his Contemptor Dreadnought over there, hitting on a 4. Oh, I'm going to spend a command point to reroll that. With a hit. Wounding on a 3. That's a wound. AP -3, so 5 up invul, right? No, goes through. D6 wounds. 4 wounds. All right, now my Land Raider, my Leman Russ is going to fire into his other Contemptor over there. So, grinding advance, he only moved 5 inches, so looking for having 2d6 shots. 8 shots. 2, 4, 6, 8. Did I right? Yeah. So 8 shots. Hitting on 4s. All right. Pretty good. So we got 4 hits. Wounding on 3s. Whoa, get back here. So we've got 2 wounds. AP -2, so 2 5-ups. Both go through. D3 wounds each. 2 wounds. All right, so we're going to start here with the seismic cannon. He is going to fire into the intercessors over here. So we got this heavy 4 because he's more than 12 inches away there. So hitting on 4s because he did not move. So we got 2 hits. Strength 3, wounding on 5s. We got 1 wound, AP nothing, so 3-up save.
Golden Angels of Sigma.
He's good. All right, so now the grenade launcher is going to fire into them. So 1 shot, hitting on a 4. No hit. Now the heavy stubber is going to fire into them. That is 1 hit, strength 4, their toughness 5 because of Gravis armor. So looking for 5 to wound. No wound. Now the bolt pistol from the leader. That's a hit. That is not a wound. And then we've got 6 auto guns that are going to fire into them. 1 is not in rapid fire range, so these are going to be hitting on 4s. Alrighty. Pretty good shooting there. I'll take that, but now I need these rolls again because looking for 5s to wound. We got one wound. 3-up save. Oh, no, it goes through. So these guys here are going to fire into the Hellblaster up there. So we've got 5 attacks hitting on 4s. Okay, so we've got 2 hits. Strength 3, toughness 4, so looking for 5s to wound. No wounds. All right, so this squad here, this squad of neophytes is going to fire. Everyone's going to fire into his Librarian Dreadnought here, except for the web pistol and the leader is going to fire into the Hellblaster. So we're going to do that one first. So it's D3 attacks, 3 shots, hitting on 4s. We got 1 hit. Strength 3, wounding on a 5. That's a wound. AP nothing, so 2-up save. He's good. All right, so this squad now is going to finish in here. We're going to start with the Flamer. So he's got 3 hits. Strength 4, looking for 5s to wound. We got 1 wound. So 1 3-up, right? Yep, he's good. And now the Weber is going to fire. D3 shots, 3 shots. Hitting on 4s, got 1 hit. Wounded on 5, nothing. All right, so now the shotguns are going to fire into him. So we got 7 guys with shotguns. Salt 2. So these are going to be hitting on 4s. All right. That was not the best, but could be worse. All right, these are now strength +1 because they're in half range, so it's going to be strength 4. Wounding on 5s now. We got 1 wound. 3-up. And he's good. All right, so now my Primus over there is going to fire into the intercessors. Hitting on a 2. That's a hit. Wound, 1 second. I lied. It's weapon skill 2, ballistic skill 3, so he does not hit on that one. And now this squad of acolytes is going to fire into the intercessors. 4 guys have auto pistols. Hitting on 4s. Wounding on 5s. Got 1 wound. 1 2-up. He's good. So now the Rock Grinder is going to fire into his Hellblaster. So we're going to go with the Clearance Incinerator first. 3 hits. 3 wounds. AP -1, so 3 3-ups. And he's good. And now the Heavy Bolter. Hitting on 4s because he moved. No wound. All right, so starting off the assault phase, these aberrants are going to charge into his Contemptor over here. So we've got the red are going to be the Storm Bolters. White is going to be the Karis Assault Cannon. Hitting on 6s. Ooh, pretty good there.
Rerolling for Salamanders.
Rerolling Salamanders. So we got 3 hits there.
It's the important one.
Yep. So wounding on 3s. So we got 3 wounds. AP what?
-1.
AP -1. So we got 3 6-up saves. Show me them fell faces. Getting 1, so 2 go through. It's 1 wound each, or 1 damage each, so that's 1 dead. So now they need a 3-inch charge to get in. Oh, just barely. And then my Primus is going to charge in. He is also in. So now my Rock Grinder is going to charge into both his captain and his lieutenant. 1 hit from the captain. Oh, Salamanders.
1 for the captain.
That's cocked. Nope, nothing there.
Lieutenant.
Also nothing. So we just got the 1 hit there. That is a wound. AP nothing.
Yes.
So 4 up, he's good with a fill phase. Woo! All right, so now he's going to charge in here. He needs 5 inches to get in with the lieutenant, 6 inches in with the captain. 6 inches, he's in. So now my acolytes here are going to charge into his intercessors over here. So he's got 2 hits, Overwatch, then Salamanders gets to reroll. So that's 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. Oh no, wounding on 3s, but no wounds there. Rerolling because of Salamanders, still no wound. All right, so they need 7 inches to get in with the captain there. Get in with 9 inches. All right, so now my neophytes here are going to charge into both of his dreadnoughts over here. So we're going to go with the Overwatch here. So we've got Overwatch from the librarian over there. So he's got a heavy flamer. 3 hits. Strength 5, so wounding on 3s. No wounds. And now the Contemptor's Overwatch. 2 hits, sorry, and the Salamander trait. Nope, that is not a hit there. So he's got 2 hits though. Strength 7, right?
Yep.
So that's wounding on 2s. That is 2 wounds. AP minus what?
1.
AP -1, so 5 ups, or 6 ups, sorry. Make 1 of them. All right, now their charge distance. 5 inches is in. All right, now my acolytes here are going to charge into both of his dreadnoughts over there. 6 inches will get me into the Contemptor over there. Getting it with 6. All right, so now my acolytes are going to attack into his Contemptor. All of them in that squad. So we're going to start with the heavy rock saw. So we've got 2 attacks, hitting on 3s. I am going to spend a command point on that one. Oh, of course, back into a 1. So 1 hit, strength 8, so wounding on 3s. Oh, should have saved my reroll. All right, so now the rest of them are going to go into them. So we've got 2 attacks each from them, except for the leader who has 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. All right, not great. Wounding on 5s. We got 2 6s, which are AP -4. So he's got 2 5-up invul saves. Makes 1 of them. And now the cultist knives that are going to go into him. We've got 2 wounds, 2 3-up saves. Fails 1 of them. All right, so now the neophytes here are going to attack into his librarian dreadnought. So we're going to be hitting on 4s. They've got 1 attack each, except the leader who's got 2 attacks. Oh, the leader's got something separate, so we'll get back to him. The regular ones, re-rolling 1s to hit in the fight phase because of the icon. All right. He's got 3 hits, wounding on 6s. No, nothing there. And the leader in there has a power pick, so we got 2 attacks, hitting on 4s. Got 1 hit, wounding on a 6. That's a wound. AP -2. Yep, AP -2, so we got 5 up. Yeah, he's good. So now the Aberrants are going to attack in. 2 attacks each, hitting on 2s because of the Primus there. Alrighty. Wounding on 5s. We got 1 wound, AP -2.
5 up.
5 up. No, goes through. D3 wounds. 1 wound. And now the Primus is going to attack into him. 4 attacks. Hitting on 2s. Wounding on 5s. Oh, we got 3 wounds. AP -2. Yep, so 3 5-ups. Makes 1 of them, so that's going to be 2 wounds. So now my Rock Grinder is going to attack. He gets an additional D3 attacks on the charge. Whoa. 1 attack, so he's got 7 attacks. I'm gonna put 2 into the captain and 5 into his lieutenant there. So we're gonna do the 5 into lieutenant, hitting on 5s. We got 1 hit. Strength plus 3, so it's gonna be strength 8. So wounding on 2s. Why are you gonna do that to me? And now 2 into the captain, hitting on 5s. Oh, no hits. All right, so now my acolytes over here are going to attack. 3 are going to go into the intercessors. 2 are going to go into the captain. We're going to do the captain ones first. So we got 2 attacks each from them, hitting on 3s. All right. Ooh, 1 second. So they're actually within range of the Primus over there, which means that they get +1 to hit. So that's all hits now. So we got 4 hits into the captain there. He's strength 5. So they're strength 4, so he's going to be wounding on 5. Toughness 5, sorry, he's toughness 5 because of the Gravis armor. So wounding on 5. So we got 2 wounds. 1 is a 6 at AP -4, and then 1 is a not at AP -1. But he's got a 4-up invul save, so that's just going to be 2 4-ups. And he fails 1, so he is dead. And now the 3 into the intercessors. The 2 regular guys hitting on 2s because of the Primus there. So that is 4 hits. Wounding on 4s. We got 3 wounds at AP -1, so that's going to be 3 4-ups. Fails 2 of them. And now the cultist knives from them. 2 hits. 1 wound. 1 3-up save. He's good. So now the leader's attack's going in with the bone sword. 3 attacks hitting on 2s. That's 3 hits. Wounding on 4s. We got 1 wound. AP -2. So that's going to be 5 up. No, goes through. All right, so now his Contemptor over here is going to attack into Aberrants. He's got 4 attacks. Hitting on 4s now because he's down to 1 wound. Getting 3 hits. Salamanders. So 4 hits. Wounding on 2s. Rerolling the 1 because of salamanders. So 2 wounds. How many damage each? 3 damage each. So it's -1 because of the aberrant special rule, and it's AP more than like 2. So yeah. So he's that is 2 dead. All right, the sergeant and the intercessor is going to attack in. 3 attacks hitting on 3s. 2 attacks. Oh, salamanders. So 3 hits, wounding on 3s. So that is salamander reroll. Sorry, so that's still 1 wound. 1 5 up. Oh, and he's good with a fill phase. Woo! So now his lieutenant is going to attack into my rock grinder over here. 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. That's all hits. Strength 4, wounding on 5s. That is 2 wounds. Reroll because of salamander. So that's 3 wounds. AP -3, so those go straight through. So now he's got the 6-up sturdy construction rolls. And I make 1 of them. And now the Contemptor is going to attack into my acolytes over here. So he's going to be hitting on 3s right now.
Yes.
Rerolling because of the salamander rule. So that's still 3 hits. Wounding on 2s. That is 3 dead. And now the librarian's going to attack into the neophytes over here. 3 attacks hitting on 2s. That's all hits. On 2s. That is all wounds. So that is 3 dead. All right, so that is the end of the fight phase. So into morale phase, the neophytes, the acolytes over here lost 3 guys. So 3 plus 1 is good. And the neophytes lost 4, so 4 plus 4 is 8. That's good because the leader is still alive there. So that is it for the Genestealer Cult turn here on turn 2. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Prodigal Suns on turn 2. Sorry, my aberrants also lost 3. Plus 3 is 6, so they are good. So now we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Prodigal Suns on turn 2. All right, movement phase. Everybody stayed in combat over here. And they moved up over there. So that is going to be it for the movement phase for the Prodigal Suns on turn 2. So we'll come back to you after with the shooting phase because his... Oh, no, he's still got a Psyker. So we'll come back to you with the second phase. And now his Librarian is going to cast Unleashed Rage onto himself. Does it go off with a 6? It does go off with a 6. I'm going to try to deny it. No, I am going to spend a command point. 6 is not enough, so that goes off. And now he's going to cast Smite. Getting it off, so D3 mortal wounds. 1 mortal wound. Alright, so into the shooting phase. His Hellblast is going to fire into my Lehman Russ over there. That is a hit. Strength 7, wounding on a 5. That's a wound. AP -4, so that goes through, so that is 1 damage. And now his Inceptors are going to fire into my Neophytes over here. So we've got 18 shots between them there. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Alright, we'll come back to you with that. Alright, now these are going to be 13 hits, strength 5, wounding on 3s. Alright, so that's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8. AP -1, right? 6, 7, 8. So you got 8 -1 plus 1 because they're in cover there. So it's going to be looking for 5 ups. And I made 3 of them. That's better than I thought I was going to get. And now his sergeant from the Intercessors is going to fire into my Acolytes, hitting on a 3. No hit there. Salamander reroll, still no hit. And now his Lieutenant into the Rock Grinder. That's a hit. Wounding on a 5. That's a wound. 4 up save. No, goes through. 6 up. Rugged construction. No. Alright, so now into the assault phase. His Inceptors are going to charge into my Neophytes. So we're going to start with Overwatch. We're going to start with the Seismic Cannon. Heavy 2 because he's in short range now. Looking for 6s. Got 1 with a fill face. Strength 6, so wounding on a 3. That's a wound. AP -1, so 4 up. No, goes through, 2 damage. So that guy is dead. And now the Heavy Stubber. Got 1 hit. Got 1 wound. Make a save. Bolt Pistol. Nope. Grenade Launcher. No hit. And then the Autocannon. Autogun. No hits there. So their charge distance is totally in. Alright, Crushing Charge. So he does 2 mortal wounds from that. That's brutal. So now his Intercessors are going to go first here. So we got 5 attacks hitting on 3s. Alright. Salamanders reroll. Whoop. That's all hits. Strength 4, so wounding on 3s. We've got Salamanders reroll, so that is 5 wounds. 5 up saves. Made 3 of them, so 2 are dead. So 1 guy's still alive. So now his Intercessor is going to, Sergeant's going to attack in here. So he's got 3 attacks, hitting on 3s.
27.
All right, 3 hits, wounding on 3s. We got 2 wounds, reroll because of the Salamanders. That's 3 wounds. 3 5 ups. Failed them all. All right, so now I'm going to activate these Acolytes over here. So we're going to go with the guy with the Rock Saw first. 2 attacks hitting on 3s. That's 2 hits. Strength 8, wounded on 3s. That's 2 wounds. AP -4, so 2 5 up invul saves. Failed them both. 1 second. Yeah, so he died. Does he explode? He does not. All right, so now he's going to activate his Librarian here. He's going to have 2 Halberds into my Neophytes and 2 Power Fists into my Acolytes who can consolidate into him. So which one's first?
Acolytes.
Acolytes first. So these are going to be hitting on 2s, or is it 3s? Does he have oh, he doesn't have the -1. It's not unwieldy for him?
No.
No. Okay, so we got 2 hits. Wounding on 2s. Yeah, they're dead. And now the 2 Halberd strikes. That's 2 hits. And that is 2 dead. All right, now my Primus is gonna attack in. He's got 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. All right, so we got 3 hits, wounding on 5s. We got 2 wounds, AP -2, so 2 5 ups, and he fails them, so he is dead. Does he explode? No, he does not. So now the Lieutenant's going to activate into him. He's got 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. Oh, hitting on 2s, I'm sorry, because he's the Lieutenant. Wounding on 5s. That is no wounds. Rerolling 1 because of salamanders.
No,
one because of him, and then 1 because of salamanders. So there's there is 1 wound. That is a 5 there. I didn't see that 1-5 there. AP -3. So we just go into the rugged construction, looking for a 6. No save. All right, so now I'm going to activate my Rock Grinder into his lieutenant there. I got D6 attacks because of him being in the 2nd tier. 3 attacks. Hitting on 5s. Getting 1 hit. Wounding on a 2. That is a wound. AP minus, 1 second. All right, AP -2, so looking for a 4 up. Yeah, not a 2. D3 wounds. 3 wounds. All right, now these acolytes, or neophytes, are going to attack into his librarian there. 2 attacks from the regular guys. Rerolling 1s to hit because of the icon. No hits there. And then the leader with the power pick. Nope, no hits there. All right, so now on to these acolytes. They're going to attack in. So we're going to go with the regular guy first. He's got 2 attacks. Hitting on 3s. Oh, hitting on 2s because of the Primus there. Wounding on 4s. That is 2 wounds at AP -1, so 2 4-ups. Makes them both. Then he's got his cultist attack. No hit there. And then the leader has 3 attacks. So that is 3 hits. That is 2 wounds, AP -2, so 2 5-up saves. Oh, and he makes 1, so he's still alive. And then we've got my leader back here. He's going to attack in 2 attacks, hitting on 4s. 1 hit, power maul, so wounding on 3s. That's a wound. AP minus 1 second. All right, that was actually a 3 to wound. They needed a 4 to wound because they are T5 because of the Gravis armor. So, yeah. All right, so that is it for the fight phase here. So, morale phase, he's going to run because he lost 9. There's nothing he can do to try to save himself. Over here, these neophytes lost 3 this turn. 3 plus 4 is 7. They are good to go. And these guys lost 3 this turn. 3 plus 4 is 7, and they are good to go. So that is it for the Prodigal Suns turn here on turn 2. We will come back to you with the Genestealer Cult turn on turn. What is it? Turn 3. All right, movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 3. What a brutal game so far. These guys, the 2 mining lasers stood still. Everyone else kind of moved up so that they are in rapid fire range over here. These guys moved up around them. He stood still, the sentinel over there. He moved up 5 inches. My Leman Russ, keep him going. Chug along. These neophytes stayed in combat with the librarian. Brave souls sacrificing themselves for the 4-armed gods. My Magus stood still, perfectly cowering, hiding in the bushes over here. My Primus and my Aberrant moved up over this way. My Rock Grinder stayed in combat with his lieutenant, and then my Acolyte stayed in combat with his lieutenant, with his sergeant over here. So that is it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so starting off, my Magus is going to smite into his Hellblaster. Getting it with 5. I'm gonna. Man, this is. I'm gonna spend my last command point to try to make this higher, to try to make this go off. Oh, it's still at a 5. All right, he's gonna try to deny it. And a 6, he does get it. Killer! So now the Primus is going to shoot him with his needle pistol. Hitting on a 3, that's a hit. Wounding on a 2 because of it being a needle pistol. That's a wound. 2-up save. Oh, he dies! He goes down! Now these guys are going to shoot their pistols into the sergeant. Oh no, one of them is, because the leader doesn't have it there. That is not a hit. Alright, so now my Leman Russ is going to fire into his Inceptors back here. So he moved less than half, so 8 shots coming in here. So these are going to be hitting on 4s. Pretty good. Strength 8, so wounding on 2s. Whoa. So 3 wounds at AP minus 2. 3 4-ups because they're in cover. Oh, and he makes them all. All right, last cannon from my scout. Armored Sentinel in there. That's a hit. That is a wound. No, their toughness 5. That is not a wound. Acolytes are going to fire into them. That is all but one hit. 1 wound.
2 up.
And he's good. Alright, we've got the 2 mining lasers here are going to fire into them. That is 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. That is 2 wounds. AP -3 into them. So that's going to be 5 ups. No, failed them both. So it's D3 wounds each. The first one is 2 wounds. Second one is 3 wounds. So they are dead. Alright, that's it for shooting into the assault phase. My aberrant's going to charge into his lieutenant over there. And he is not in because he needed 5. And then the the Primus is going to try to do the same thing. And he's also not getting in. Ooh, okay. This is going to be brutal, I think. All right, so that's it for the charges. So into the fight phase, I'm going to activate my acolytes over here first. So we're going to have the regular guy going first. It's 2 hits. That is no wounds there. And then we have his cultist knife. That's a hit. That is not a wound. And then the leader. That is 3 hits. That is 3 wounds. AP -2, so 3 5 ups. No, he failed to 1. He's dead. So now the lieutenant's going to activate into my rock grinder over here. So 4 attacks hitting on 2s. All right, all hits. Wounding on 5s. 1 wound there. Oh, there was 1 cock, sorry. Nope, and then reroll 1 because of Salamander. So that's still 1 wound. AP -3, so just go into the 6-up rugged construction. No, goes through. And now these neophytes are going to activate into the librarian over here. So we're going to go with the regular guy first. The regular guy's first, 2 attacks. Rerolling 1s because of the icon. No, still no hits there. And 2 attacks from the leader there. Rerolling 1s because of the icon, so that's 2 hits. Wounding on 6s. Getting 1, so that's going to be AP minus. Ooh, 1 second. All right, so AP -2, so 5 up. Oh, and he's good. All right, now he's going to activate the librarian over here.
4 attacks because of his
4 attacks because of his psychic power. 2s to hit.
Using a force halberd.
Getting all hits. Wounding on 2s. Doing 2 wounds. Oh, killer, 2 dead. And now the rock grinder's attacking back. D6 attacks. Got 3 attacks. Hitting on, woo, get back here. Hitting on 5s. Getting 3 hits. Wounding on 2s. That is 2 wounds. 2 AP, woo, 1 second. AP -2, so looking for 5 ups. No, both go through. D3 damage. Oh, he's got 2 wounds each, so yeah, he is dead. And that is the end of the Genestealer Cult turn here on turn 3. 3? That was 3, right? 3. Wow, crazy. All right, so we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Prodigal Suns here on turn 3. All right, so his movement is done. He's just gonna stay there in combat. So we're gonna move straight on to the psychic phase. I imagine you're gonna try to smite.
Smite.
All right, we're gonna try smite here. Goes off with an 11. Let's see if I can get double 6s. Show me them 2 fill faces and make me a happy camper. Oh, you only got half of what I needed. So that goes through. No, that was gone. I used that. Yeah, I am done with command points. I ran through 12 command points. That was crazy town how many I was using there. Yeah, so he is dead regardless of what the D3 is. Boop. And now he's going to give himself Shield of Sanguinius. Going off with an 8. All right, so now, since he's got no one near him in the fight, in the shooting phase, he's going to use the heavy flamer into my rock grinder over here. So, D6 hits, 4 hits, strength 5, wounding on 5s. No wounds there. All right, so now he is going to charge into my rock grinder. Overwatch, clearance incinerator first. 1 hit. But that is 1 wound. AP -1. So 3 up. He's good. And then I've got the heavy stubber. Getting 2 hits. 1 wound. Regular save. And he's good. And now his charge distance. Oh, he's good. He still had more 6s in him. All right, so moving into the fight phase. 7. So now he's going to attack into him. He's got 3 attacks. Hitting on, what were you going to use, the fist?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to use the fist here, so he's going to be hitting on 2s. That's 3 hits. Strength, what's the gun? 10.
12.
Strength 12, so looking for 3s to wound. Oh, no, that's rough. That one's rough. We'll come back to you with my attacks back. All right, so now my attack back, D6 attacks. 5 attacks. I should have had more dice. All right, so we've got 5 attacks, hitting on 5s. We got 2 hits. Strength 8, so wounding on 3s. That is 2 wounds at AP minus 2. So 2 4-ups. Failed them both. That is D3 wounds each. 5 wounds, killer. All right, and that is it for the Sons of Sanguinius turn here. The Sons of Sanguinius. That's all that's left is the Sons of Sanguinius over here. But no, the Prodigal Suns turn here. So now we will come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 4. All right, movement phase. He moved up here. He fell out of combat. Everyone else kind of shuffled towards him. My Lehman Russ is moving up 5 inches, and everybody else over there stood still. So, moving on into the psychic phase, he is going to smite into him. Going off with an 8. I imagine you want to try to deny this. Looking for a 9. Oh, he's within, I think he might be within 12.
Yes.
Yeah, he's within 12, so he gets +1 to this, so you're looking for an 8. No, doesn't get it, so D3 mortal wounds. 3 mortal wounds! And that is how this is going to end. Does he explode? Let's just see if he explodes. No, he does not explode. So he comes over, he's getting ready, he's like, bring on whatever you're going to bring, and then his mind just pops and he falls over. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is a Genestealer Cult victory. That was a brutal game. Oh, man. Bottom of turn, well, top of turn 4 technically, because we went to my turn here. Yeah. So yeah, so finally went to top of turn 4. That's nuts. That it was such a brutal game. It really was crazy. Here's the thing that really surprised me when I got that 6 off charge with those Genestealers. I was like, well, this is going to be a fast one. But he managed to just like tear through my blender. My blender didn't do all the damage it needed to do, and then he just teared through it. And I was like, huh. I wonder if these things are going to be able to do what they need to do. And sure enough, what it was is I got enough guys into combat that were just getting enough shots on. And I mean, he decimated me. He left me down to most of the things that came running up here are dead. So yeah, that was a pretty brutal game. He was just slaughtering people that came at him. And I got the lucky mining laser shots over there on his inceptors to win to get them off my back over there. But yeah, that was a brutal game, but a ton of fun. Yeah, so it just goes to show you, Genestealer Cult are pretty brutal. I really like them this edition. I know a lot of people are complaining about them with the index. I mean, once we get our codex, that'll be even cooler. But yeah, I've really enjoyed them in 8th edition. They're a lot of fun. Yeah, and still competitive. Still competitive, I think. So yeah, so I hope you guys have all enjoyed that. I certainly have. I have been Phil, the Glacial Geek, as always. My opponent's been Max, and until next time, have fun.